Ladies and gentlemen, we are live this morning for another edition of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. We are in the round of 8 finale. Yes, the final race before setting the lineup for the Championship 4. Two drivers are already locked in based off of wins in the first two races of the round. Two more spots still available. One could be clinched on a win today, but somebody is going to have to point their way in no matter what happens at the end of this race. 109 laps around the Charlotte Roval. The full race is coming, and this is going to be one heck of a battle. Hopefully, we don't DNF very early into this race, just like we did yesterday. Unfortunately, last night we were running the Bristol night race. We got not even 50 laps in. We ended up, unfortunately, DNFing. Reason for the early start time today, as I mentioned yesterday and the day before, that I wanted to get this race in before the Cup race today because they are running the actual Charlotte Roval later on today. At 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we could get this race in. It's going to be 2.5 to 3 hours. We'll get it in a half hour to an hour before the start of the Cup race later. So a little prelude to the actual Cup race at the Roval. And they're having an elimination race of their own as well at the Roval. And it's a round of 12. This is the round of 8 to set our Championship 4 for Thursday at Talladega. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. And we're about to get into this race. Ashton G, Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream. Gotta find my controller. Turn the volume up. There we go. Got Ty Dillon starting at the rear, as well as Chase Elliott. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. going to be on the pole for this race today. So you got Elliott and Schneider, two very fast cars, I'm sure, for the Roval today. We'll be starting at the rear. No practice or qualifying, just like Bristol. That was not good for Bristol last night. Hopefully we have better luck here today at the Roval. The green flag is in the air, and we are underway here at Charlotte. As Stenhouse leads the field down into the Tums Hartburn turn. Schneider going to try to be super patient as he dives underneath Elliott into turn 1. Slower cars at the back of the field up here are going to cause some havoc, I'm sure.
Right side.
Oh, big stack up on the inside. Chase Elliott might have gotten into the back of Joey Gase. Only 25 laps in the opening stage. Stage 2 will be 25 laps as well. All those playoff drivers going to need some major points. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen, those are the points currently. Schneider and Truex are the only two drivers locked into the Championship 4. Truex with the win last night at Bristol. Schneider with the win at Gateway in the opening race of the round. Down to the apron to make a pass there in oval turns 1 and 2. Trying to outbrake Quinn Half. Not easy to go side by side into the backstretch chicane. And he had to give the spot back up to Half, otherwise they were going to make contact and likely not make it through there. Now he's going to shoot to the outside of Half, trying to outbrake him into the front stretch chicane. And it looks like he's got it cleared. This time, what a crossover by Quinn Half. Schneider taking it really easy so far. Early on, big bounce off the curb, almost knocked him completely sideways. Still has the advantage with Joey Gase being on the inside into turn 1. Stenhouse leads lap 1 at the front of the field. But Ricky was eliminated in the round of 16 in the playoffs, unfortunately by just 1 point after the Watkins Glen race, where he had a pretty good performance, or at least started at the rear. Looked like he was going to have a good car. He didn't quite get into the top 10. Unfortunately, starting at the rear really cost him. Despite qualifying a little bit closer to the front, costing him a chance at stage points. And obviously didn't get as great of a finish. That was a wild cutoff race. The Daytona regular season finale was wild, where we literally had zero clue who got into the round of 8 because there were so many common factors there at the end of it. And we had to wait it out. Big pass on William Byron before the backstretch chicane. Byron almost gets into the back of the 99. 3 wide down the backstretch chicane with Jimmy Johnson stuck in the middle of both Timmy Hill and Michael McDowell. How do they make it through there? 3 wide without any contact. Quick pass on Timmy Hill there for Schneider. Now he goes to the outside of Jimmy Johnson. Sends it in to get by the 34 of Michael McDowell. That was the most aggressive he has been in any of the chicanes so far in the early going of the race. to break free from the start of the next lap. Bubba Wallace, Josh Malicki side by side in front of him. Schneider closes quickly. Try the outside on Wallace into turn number 3. In turn 4, let's see if he can get the drive off, and he does. He bounces off the curb there, but he stays in the gas and drives out of it. Oh man, really hard. Into the wall, it looked like. That's going to cause some damage on the left front of the race car. Schneider locked the tires up going into turn 5, and not in a good position. He thought he might have been able to hold clear on Wallace, and that was not the case. Hopefully it doesn't slow the car down too much. Shouldn't be that bad of damage. It might actually upset the handling more than anything else, especially in the right-handed turns. Might make it more tight in the right-handed corners. Side by side in front of Keselowski, so he's got nowhere to go with Malicki and Bell right there. Malicki's had a couple top 10s in the last few races, 3 of them to be exact. Daytona, 1 at New Hampshire, just coming off a top 10 at Bristol too. Unbelievable playoff for him. I know he didn't qualify, but my goodness, if he did, would have won in the round of 12. We've had a top 10 yesterday. Obviously didn't run good at Gateway, nor is he running good at the early going of the race and qualifying well at least here at the Roval. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream as well. Trying to read the comment section. We have had nothing but traffic since the start of the race. Being at the back here. Really trying to focus in so I don't make any mistakes like I did in turn 5 that last lap. Look at Tyler Reddick locking the brakes up. Saw some smoke out of the back of his car. Schneider takes advantage and passes him. I don't think I've seen the AI lock the brakes up ever on this game. Sure enough, the last road course race and the second to last race ever we run on the channel on NASCAR Heat 5, we see the brakes get locked up. Here with your coffee. Good way to start the morning. It's race day, everybody. That's the best part about it. After this, you'll be watching an actual race. Predictions will be out on the channel after this stream. I may have to live stream it so I get it in time. I don't know if it's going to be done processing by the time I get done. Side by side. Corey LaJoy, Alex Bowman almost making contact now into the braking zone. They're going to make it side by side in the front stretch chicane. Chris Buescher in front of him took a huge hop off the curb. Look how much Bowman and LaJoy slowed each other down. Schneider got through the front stretch chicane a lot faster, going single file. And on the outside of turn 1, he'll make the pass on Corey LaJoy. Dives to the bottom now on the 88 of Bowman, almost making contact. Bowman's had a good round so far as well. And a very good chance to win at Gateway. He is very good at the Roval. It'll be one to look out for in the actual race later today. Statistically, his best road course in the Cup Series. Schneider's got a good run back up onto the oval on Clint Boyer as he'll pull high, trying to side draft that right rear corner panel. Shoots in front of him. Boyer going to try to cross him over, though. Side by side, a little bit of contact between the 14 and the 99. And Boyer holds on to the position. That was a very aggressive move by Clint Boyer. And he drafted off of him again, and he'll try to pull a little bit closer. This is not a wise decision there. Schneider locks the brakes on. My goodness, Alex Bowman takes it 3 wide into the chicane. Completely doors the right side of the 99. I don't know what Bowman was thinking there early on. Talking about being over-aggressive. He was coming in hot. BJ McLeod starting to lose positions. John Hunter Nemechek making the pass on him. Buescher as well right there, but Schneider will get underneath the 17 car instead. 78 and 38 still side by side. Schneider trying to follow the 38 of Nemechek. He's on the outside of BJ McLeod. I'll cross him back over into the inside of the 78 cars to get back into Oval 1 and 2, but McLeod can't quite beat him back to the gas. Schneider's got the positioning on the bottom. He'll get a little bit of drafting help off the 38 car in front of him as well. And now he'll pull low and he'll easily blow past John Hunter Nemechek before entering that backstretch chicane. There's a little bit of a cut that you could take there, the backstretch chicane. You almost have to, though, when you get to the faster cars. You just got to hope you don't get penalized. Sometimes it does penalize you, but most of the time you can get away with it in this game. It does look like, of the preview that I saw, the NASCAR 21 edition, that you can get through the backstretch chicane normal with the AI. When you get to the faster AI cars in this game, you have to do that. Otherwise, you just can't keep up with them on the hardest difficulty. I mean, it really, like, you can keep up with them everywhere else on the racetrack. That backstretch chicane, you know, they'll hit it perfect every time. And you have to kind of cut the corner a little bit just to keep up with them. Denny Hamlin currently leading this race. He's in a situation where he doesn't need to win, but he definitely needs to outpoint Ryan Blaney. 6 points behind him coming into this race. You see Blaney just dropped another spot. He's back to 16th. Blaney has won at the Roval before in 2018. But 16th compared to Hamlin leading the race right now, that is not good for Ryan Blaney. Not sure exactly where Kurt Busch or Kevin Harvick are at right now, as well as Ryan Newman. We haven't seen any of those three. Newman in a must-win situation, but remember, he won the Watkins Glen playoff race. That is his only win this season. He also won at the Charlotte Roval last season on the channel. He had 2 wins in the playoffs last year, so Ryan Newman, there's only 3 wins on the career mode at the end of the playoffs between last season and this season. Don't expect Ryan Newman to be out of it yet. He made it to the championship 4 years ago. He's just barely pointed his way into the round of 8. Not a good start in the round of 8, obviously, but his best finish is 13th in the first 2 races. That would have came at Gateway. 25th yesterday at Bristol. Put him in this huge deficit, but he will likely have to win. Actually, I mean, he will have to win anyway. Well, I mean, he could... Yeah, I mean, the most points he could score if he doesn't win is 55. So no matter what, Ryan Newman is going to have to win the race today. He's in a must-win situation, but as far as everybody else on points, not necessarily must-win for Harvick or Busch, but when you got Hamlin leading the race right now, it's almost a must-win. Schneider got underneath Ryan Preece, but he couldn't get the exit to that corner. How about this, though? In 8 laps to go from 39th starting position. Battling for 14th with Ryan Preece. Preece hanging on for right now. Schneider trying to undercut him. Schneider gets off of the backstretch chicane a lot better than Preece. Side drafted him, trying to get away. He'll clear him well before the braking zone in the front stretch chicane, and now he's on the attack to try and go after Cole Custer, who took a big hop off the curb. Custer went up on 2 wheels, and Schneider just rockets by him. The easiest way to get around a car at this racetrack is hope they mess up off the curbing like Custer did right there. Schneider to 13th. We're only on lap 9. How about Brendan Gaughan in 12th place right now for the Beard family? Congrats on the Michigan win. You talk about the online lobby last night? Yeah, we had some wild racing. So we ended up doing an online lobby for those of you that don't know. And the only reason we did it is because we wrecked out of the Bristol race 50 laps. I wanted to make it up to you guys, so we did a random online lobby. And I had some of the best, I mean, we had the worst racing, I think, ever when we've done an online lobby until those final 4 races at Michigan and Auto Club. Especially Auto Club. We just ran 3 straight Auto Club races at the end because the one before that, the first one we did was a photo finish, but the racing was just incredible. I mean, we had like 10 cars under a blanket in the last race up to the final lap. It was just nuts. There's so many different grooves you could run there. Everybody was racing super clean as well. Schneider off the curbing. Now that should not be a penalty. Again, we have had that issue at the Roval in the past. He really locked the brakes up getting into the chicane. Pretty significant damage on the front of the 99 car now. Very fortunate he didn't DNF right there, but it's kind of poor that the game gives you a penalty. I mean, there is a wall there. There's something else I did notice on the next game. There's not going to be a wall there, thank goodness. If you miss the chicane, you'll get penalized for it, but I just don't think you should get penalized in this game for missing the chicane when there's a wall there. Like, I mean, isn't that the purpose of there being a wall? Well, if you miss the chicane, you're going to just cream this wall right here. I mean, I can see if damage is off, I guess, but damage is on full. And that was a pretty good lick right there for Keegan Schneider. Oh, Michigan beat Nebraska. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, that was a hell of a game last night. I'm glad I was keeping an eye on it even during the online lobby. Schneider's car is significantly damaged now. He is pulling away from Cole Custer, Ryan Blaney behind him, Chris Buescher as well. The problem is the car has gotten massively tight with this damage. We're only 10 laps in. Not the greatest start for Schneider. He definitely has speed in the race car, though. Just overdriven 2 corners. That's all it takes. 2 minor mistakes, and got some damage on the race car. As a result, Denny Hamlin trying to get himself some stage points, much needed, compared to the fact that Ryan Blaney doesn't have any stage points in the position he's running right now. That is a massive gain for Denny Hamlin in stage 1, if he can hold on. And that will only put Ryan Newman and Harvick in a more realistic situation where they're likely going to have to win this race. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Yeah, indeed, I did see that right before I went live that Ty Dillon was announced to be the full-time driver at GMS in the Cup Series next year, Germain Motorsports. So we'll be seeing Ty Dillon back in the Cup Series next season. Won't be seeing him on NASCAR 21 Ignition though. But, well, unless he's in, they might put him in the 96 in the game. I really don't know. I guess that's not impossible because he did run a few races in that car and attempt to qualify in 500 too, so he may be in the game. I wonder if Derek Cope's going to be in the game because he ran the Daytona 500. I mean, they have Brendan Gaughan in this game, and he only ran like 4 races on the super speedways. It's possible. I think they had Danica Patrick in Heat 3, and she only ran the Daytona 500. Well, David Reagan's in this game, and he only ran the Daytona 500. So they might have Derek Cope in the next game too. That'd be crazy. Derek Cope in NASCAR 21 Ignition. I think it'll be the first video game appearance since NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. I think that was the last one Derek Cope's been in. Of course, we've been seeing that with our classic gameplay, so pretty wild. Appreciate 12 people watch already this morning. Not even 11 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. Appreciate you guys waking up early. Enjoying your Sunday afternoon race day edition on the channel. And Brendan Gaughan running pretty similar lap times right now to Schneider, but I'd say that Gaughan is a little bit quicker. Did I say Danica Patrick? Yes, I did say Danica Patrick. Schneider locked the tires up again. It's harder to get the car to turn and slow up with the damage. The problem is, though, do you want to wait till the end of the stage to pit, or do you want to pit now? And I think we just got to wait till the end of the stage, because I'm worried we might go a lap down if we pit now. We're not close enough behind Hamlin, 31.5 seconds off the lead as Hamlin's working through lap traffic in the backstretch chicane, but we're just getting into turns 7 and 8. I don't think about it. I was just stating it. Keegan runs as Derek Cope. My goodness, I kind of hope that Derek Cope doesn't win the. If there's like a driver rating, you know, like they'd had in those older EA games, and I get a bad driver, I can guarantee you, with not being able to make the custom schedule, Talladega won't be the finale. We won't have a chance to win the championship for if we somehow made it with Derek Cope. There's no way we're winning a race with driver rating with Derek Cope. Now, the NASCAR Heat games, they don't have driver ratings, so we could get away with it. But if they have that NASCAR 21 Ignition, which I'd like if they did, but I mean, I'd be all right with like a B-tier driver. Stack the odds against me, but man, I mean, Derek Cope's like an F-tier driver. And nowadays, I mean, I know he won 2 Cup races back in the early 90s, but that's a little different 30 years later. Really, any of the Rick Ware cars. Point health. It's not going to be a fun season mode. It'll be fun at the start to see if I can make the playoffs. But once I make the playoffs, you can bet I'll probably be eliminated in the round of 16, unless we get some DNFs on our side. And then we got, I could see round of 8 with those situations. Once we get to the round of 8, though, there's no chance we're making it to the championship tour. I guarantee it, if there's driver rating. But you guys get to vote. Put it in your guys' hand. You want to see me like struggle and not win a championship, not even have a chance at a championship, I should say. Austin Dillon in 12th. Once Gone got around him, it does seem like Schneider is closing in on Austin Dillon. Plus, we don't know if there's more than 5 seconds of damage for Schneider as well. Obviously, he'll repair it this early in the race, stage 2 still to come. But it may take the full length of this race to try and get to the front of the field without being able to take that stage strategy of pitting early. Locked into the Championship 4, it would be available. We just can't do it in stage 1, unfortunately. Because if we have more than 5 seconds of damage and we pit now, we're going to have to pit under green anyway at the start of the next stage. So why risk going a lap down? Now, I will say, though, Schneider's 25 seconds off the lead. It was 31.5. That tells me Denny Hamlin is absolutely struggling in lap traffic, as Schneider, with this damage, is running a few seconds a lap faster. There you see 24 even now, so Hamlin could be in danger of losing stage 1 with 10 laps to go in the opening stage. Kyle Busch, don't forget about him. He's only 13 points to the good. He has not had great success at the Roval in his career in the 3 races, and currently he's 11th. He's not looking at any stage points either. I mean, there's a chance that Harvick and Kurt Busch can outpoint Kyle Busch as well, but it's going to be even harder to outpoint them even versus Hamlin. They'll have to outscore Busch by an extra 7 points of what they would have to on Hamlin. But a lot of playoff drivers inside the top 10 right now. I have to assume Truex, being in the Championship 4, he's going to try to help his teammates. Could you imagine that we could see all Toyotas in the Championship 4? We could see 3 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas and then Keegan Schneider. That would be the worst case scenario for us, not only because of the team orders, but the fact Talladega is the finale. Could you imagine those 3 just working together? Because I could see it, especially with Hamlin being really good at Dega. He's probably the driver I want the least to make it out of the 6 remaining as of right now. I mean, even Blaney's really good on the super speedways too. That is going to be a thriller on Thursday. I can't wait. Gotta get there first. I mean, we're in, but gotta get to the end of this race first. Yeah, so we'll still plan for an online lobby. We'll do that on Wednesday night. We'll have an online lobby on Wednesday on the channel. NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005 tomorrow on the channel. NASCAR Cup Series action with it. We'll be at Dover. We got trouble in Oval 1 and 2. There's a car up in smoke right now, and we'll be able to see who that is very shortly. Schneider's not going to catch him in a good spot, likely. He gets into the backstretch chicane. It's Chad Fincham in the 49 car blowing smoke. Schneider trying to stay out of the 49's way. Heavy damage on the front of the 49. He has totaled that race car. That is not a blown engine. That is a wrecked race car. To the 49 of Fincham. One-time winner of the Cup Series on the career mode. He won the Geico 500 at Talladega last season. 8 laps to go in stage 1. Schneider had a big-time drift off the turtle, off the curbing there on the exit of the front stretch chicane. He could get into the top 10. Kyle Busch, Brendan Gaughan, Austin Dillon all being held up in lap traffic. Gene Huddleston, welcome to the stream. Yeah. Yeah, we got a little bit sideways there. That's alright, I was able to drive out of it. Honestly, with the damage, the car is even more planted into the ground. Feels like it, at least. Feels like there's extra downforce. The problem is there's too much downforce, you can't get the car to turn. Trying to drive a box truck. Man, William Byron is absolutely struggling today. Currently 38th. Good luck for Blaney at the Roval, indeed. I hope he makes it. He's 15 points to the good, but anything could happen at the Roval, and if, you know, Bowman wins or Bell wins, which I think could be likely, I mean, that could be possible under the right circumstances, that Elliott gets put back in traffic or something. You know, that only puts him 6 points ahead of Elliott and Kyle Busch. Then it's a lot tighter. And I think he can do better than Busch, but you never know, though. It is Kyle Busch. He's a two-time champ. Both in the last 6 years, too. So yeah, we'll see. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat, just holding my breath the entire 109 laps. Speaking of holding my breath, look at this traffic. 2x2 through the backstretch chicane. You see Ryan Newman in the top 10, but he's been losing a bunch of positions. This is going to be a mess as they get into the front stretch chicane now. Schneider's just going to sit back in case they crash. He's trying to sit back. The problem is they're going so slow. Huge stack up there. Austin Dillon trying to block Schneider. Schneider passes the 62 car on the outside. Big power slide into turn 1. Daniel Suarez and Kyle Busch both for position. Schneider takes it 3 wide now. He'll try to get around the 34 of McDowell. Schneider's up to 9th. Brian Newman and Ricky Stenhouse in 7th and 8th, not that far in front of him. Schneider has cracked the top 10 after starting at the back. More lap traffic in front of Stenhouse. Kurt Busch right in front of him in 6th. Truex up there in 5th place. He's stuck behind Quinn Houff. Julius Dunlap, welcome to the stream. Team Lord 69, welcome as well. Who's winning today? Predictions coming up after this race. Don't want to spoil them. Stenhouse trying to go to the outside of Justin Haley. Schneider to the outside of Newman. Oh, Stenhouse couldn't get around. They're 3 wide. Oh, this is going to be tight. Stenhouse gets out of the gas. He lets the playoff drivers go. Schneider sends it now into the front stretch chicane side by side. Somehow never made contact with the 47. That was really close, though. These guys are going at it. All the track position they can get here before the end of the stage. Schneider clears Newman for 7th. He's got a chance at Kurt Busch, who's still stuck behind Quinn Houff. Kurt needs the points. Remember, he barely made his way into the round of 8. He's still got a shot without a win this season to make it to the championship 4. Schneider gets around it for 6, sends it in on Quinn Houff, and Kurt Busch pushes the 99 into the 00. Kurt Busch with a bump to the back of Schneider. Knocked him sideways. Kurt wants this point. He's going to have to fight for it. Kurt got off that corner back onto the banking a lot better than Schneider, and he's going to have a run, but the 99 is going to try to block. Truex still dealing with lap traffic. He's side by side the backstretch chicane right now. Schneider may have a shot at a top 5 at stage 1 after starting 39th with no practice or qualifying. He does have damage on the car, so I don't expect this pit stop to be very fast. And if it's more than 5 seconds, we'll have to serve the penalty pass through under green. better to do it early in the race. And we have a damage clock policy. If it's more than 5 seconds of damage, I can repair the damage, but I am going to have to pit under green flag to serve the pass-through penalty. On the outside of Bubba Wallace, did not stick in that corner. Kurt Busch looks like he's going to get around Truex, trying to use the lap car of Timmy Hill as a pick, just like Schneider did, to get around the 19. Schneider gets around Ross Chastain now. Kurt Busch locked in behind him, but Kurt is back up to 6. Schneider to pit. Pit road closes with 2 laps to go in the stage. Schneider's 23.2 seconds behind the leaders. Problem is that was going to be his last chance to pit the stage if he wanted to, only because once Denny Hamlin, or whoever's the leader at the time, crosses the start-finish line to get the 2 to go, pit road closes immediately, and Schneider is too far behind to be able to pit this lap and not get penalized for it. So just going to have to stay out and bite the bullet. If he's got more than 5 seconds of damage, another big bounce off the curb. That right front tire's down to 26%, so tires are definitely wearing out quite a bit here. And he's starting to slide a little bit more, as you've seen over the last lap and a half. Trying to get to the end of the stage, though. Eggs are good. Can't go wrong with eggs. Unless they're spoiled, but besides the point. 24 people watching this race. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you are new. Had a lot of subscribers over the last week or so. Greatly appreciate it. Road to becoming a NASCAR commentator. Full race video game and realistic commentary live streams, not only for video games, but real races as well. NASCAR race weekends. None this weekend for the real races. We got the Roval this morning, the day of the actual Roval. This is a cut-off race, and I greatly appreciate it that we have this many people watching in the morning. So, really do appreciate it. Odd start time, but you guys want to tune in and see what happens here. What's a record? The record was Talladega earlier this year. We had 370, or earlier this week, 376 people watching at once. So I don't think we're going to be seeing a record here this morning. I'd be shocked. We are just getting to the end of stage 1. We got 2 laps to go. Hamlin going into the backstretch chicane right now with the lead. Currently sits 6 points below the cutoff line to Ryan Blaney. Blaney, I believe, is still outside the top 10. So this is massive amount of stage points coming in for Hamlin. This will help him. Blaney's best shot is to outpoint Kyle Busch. Those two are really close together. Again, either in the back half of the top 10 or they're both just outside the top 10. Blaney would have to outscore Busch by 13 points. That was a big bounce off the curb, and Schneider almost overcorrected into the outside wall off the exit of the backstretch chicane. That was very, very close. Final lap now for Hamlin. Still caution-free to this point as well. Schneider's going to have to maybe take it a little bit easier with these tires being very, very slick at the end of the tire stint. Both the right sides are down under 30% as he limps it into turn 1. He may be in danger of losing positions. Kurt Busch and Truex are closing in quick on him. I think they're still trying to get around the lap car as well. Matt Kenseth. Kurt desperately trying to fend off the 19, but if he can catch the 99, that'll help him as well. You just saw Hamlin on the oval already. Passing by us as we're still in the infield section of the racetrack. Schneider just trying to not wreck the car any more than it's already wrecked. But yeah, as many as 25 people watch already. Only 7 likes. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already. Green, white, checkered flag already in the air. Denny Hamlin has won stage 1 at the Charlotte Roval pretty dominatingly, as I might say. Kurt Busch might have a chance at Schneider on the front stretch chicane. Schneider going to try to back the corner up to keep him sliding the race car. Here comes Kurt with a last-second charge to the inside, but he's not going to get the 99. Schneider used all those 2 seconds that he had on Busch that last lap, and Kurt almost got there. There is the top 10 through stage 1. Denny Hamlin with the stage win. Playoff driver, 32 points below the cutoff line. Kevin Harvick gets 8 points. Schneider already locked into the next round, but he finishes 5th. Truex already locked into the next round as well for the Championship 4 with a win. He's in 7th. Kurt Busch, 6th. Good points there. He gets 5. Kyle Busch gets 2 points. Ryan Newman in a must-win situation, but he does get 3 points as well. 6 seconds of damage, just more than 5. 1 second too many. So he will have to serve a penalty on the restart, or at least at some point during the green flag run. I will pause it real quickly because I do have to calculate the points. I will not upgrade the graphic on the left side of the screen until after the end of stage 2. So once we get to the end of stage 2, then I'll take the time to update the graphic. But let me try to make this as quick as possible and just calculate those points for those playoff drivers for right now. So let's see, we had Kyle Busch getting a few points. Kurt Busch got 5. 8 for Harvick. Ryan Blaney gets 0 points. So that was definitely not good for him. I think I got everybody. All right, that was pretty quick. Well, Schneider loses some time. He'll have to... Whoa, whoa, whoa! What happened there? This is why they don't restart in the middle of the chicane at the Roval. That is exactly why they don't restart in the middle of the chicane at the Roval. Why they restart as they would, you know, on normal Charlotte. As soon as Schneider got to the gas, he just completely spun out. He was in that weird spot where he was right off the exit of the chicane. I couldn't even tell where I restarted. 11th? So from restarting 11th, he already falls back to 25th, which would be second to last on the lead lap. Only Nemechek, who got the free pass, is behind him. But even further back in traffic than that. Schneider's going to have to pit anyway, but he lost some extra time, obviously, with that. That was not my fault. That was the game and restarting in the chicane. I hope they fix that with the next game at the Roval too, that we can actually restart in the oval itself. Because there's a reason why we don't actually do that. That would be exactly why NASCAR does not restart the actual chicane. Contact with Corey LaJoie there, but Schneider will be making his way onto pit road to serve his penalty right now. Pass through. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Got to make sure he doesn't speed this time, and he does not. 45 right on the dot as he enters pit road. So no fuel, no tires here, just a pass-through penalty. It's more of a stop and go penalty because we can't actually just pass right through. The game makes you stop. It's been a rough one for Schneider so far. At least he still finished 5th in stage 1. Again, you know he's got speed in the car. Now he doesn't have any damage. Good news is, with it being a road course too, he is easily going to stay on the lead lap. But he's got even more ground to make up than what he did in stage 1 if he's going to want a chance to get towards the front of the field again. Now, he is going to have to close in on Hamlin quite considerably. So the goal here for Schneider, if he wants to pit before the end of stage 2, he's got to do it before 2 laps to go in the stage if he wants to restart at the front of the field. And he'll have to stay on the lead lap after he exits pit road for those 2 laps when he comes back out. So that is the risk you know, how close interval-wise does Schneider have to be behind Hamlin to be able to pit and make that work? Oh, that was... You see, sometimes you go over the curb and it doesn't do that. That time it did, unfortunately. It's kind of hit or miss at the Roval. That was not a good bounce off the curb. Those kinds of bounces slow you down. Schneider needs all the speed he could get. Look at him just... Oh, my goodness. Why is that a penalty? And nothing is going right. I mean, this game is just bending me over sideways at this point.
We got 20 more laps.
20 laps to go at stage 2. And the only reason... And yes, I know I cut the chicane there, and that's why they gave me a penalty. But again, what I've stated in the past, and I'll state it again, I know I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but the reason the wall is there is so if you miss the chicane, you get significant damage, essentially. I mean, you will. You just blow through the chicane. So, you know, shouldn't that be a penalty enough? Now, we barely missed the wall, but... I mean, and that's the whole point of having the wall there. That's why, again, there's no wall there in real life. But the game has it. For whatever reason. This is not a very good start for Schneider to the stage. It looks like Denny Hamlin is just pulling away from the field right now. It's hard to tell if there's anybody really close to him. And Hamlin dominated the start. He led all but the first lap of the race. That first lap was led by Stenhouse after Stenhouse qualified on the pole. But Hamlin has led every lap since, even through the stage break. No caution so far today. Chad Fincham had severe damage and he had to pull the pit road. I believe he's the only car out of the race. NASCAR Heat 5 just doesn't make any sense in Heat. It doesn't make any sense at all. We're doing the best of what we've got here. I do my best to stay inside the track limits. The only time I don't is in the backstretch chicane, you know, almost every lap. But the only reason is because that's the only fast way to get through there to keep up with guys like Hamlin, who's at the front of the field, unless they're in lap traffic. I mean, it's the only way you can even keep up in competitiveness with them, unless you're not on the hardest difficulty. But we are on the hardest difficulty, so that makes it, you know, difficult. It just doesn't matter what setup I put in the car. You just gotta hope that... See, like right there, if you hit the curb like that, which is just kind of luck of the draw, you can get through there really fast, but... It's not like that every time. I wonder if a caution comes out, what the situation will be, how many drivers will pit versus staying out. So Kyle Busch would currently be 15 points ahead of Blaney coming into stage 2. And Denny Hamlin would be 4 points ahead of Blaney coming into stage 2. So Hamlin and Busch are the first two drivers above the cutoff line on points right now. And obviously Hamlin's leading the race. If he goes on the win, he'll lock himself in no matter how many points he gets today. Obviously, he's scoring a ton of points on top of it right now. Definitely putting himself in a better situation than, say, Kyle Busch or Blaney would be in right now. We'll see how it's all going to work out at the end of the day. Byron won stage 1 for you at the point. Yeah, he is not doing good at all here today. He was 38th last we saw him, but I'm sure we'll see him at the back of the pack here very soon. And you can already see the Hendrick.com Chevrolet. Second in line at the back of the field here. Schneider is closing in. Gonna have to make some quick work of these drivers. I don't see him getting up to 5th like he did last stage, but I guess you never know. He's got to keep the car clean, though, so he doesn't have a penalty at the start of the final stage as well. So, yes, he wants to get through these cars quick, but he's got to make as little contact as possible to get around everybody. And Byron is still at 38. I believe he's 2 laps down, if I'm not mistaken. Schneider blew through those first 3 cars. pass on Timmy Hill as well. Sitting behind Bubba Wallace now. And he'll make the pass on Wallace as they enter back onto the oval. Sparks flying as the car bottomed out off the curbing that time, getting back onto the oval 3 and 4. Exit of the backstretch chicane, but Schneider is definitely pushing hard.
Careful, still there.
And he thought about taking it on Kenseth there, backed out of the gas last second, decided not to. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time today as we have 16 laps to go in stage 2. Schneider alongside the 42 of Kenseth will make the pass into turn 2. Nemechek struggling in traffic. This will be a pass for position for Schneider. Nemechek still caught behind 2 lap cars of Justin Haley and Quinn Howell. Schneider gets into the back of Nemechek. Downshifted at a perfect time. Now he gets underneath him. Get the draft off Justin Haley as well. Way down low to make the pass on Haley. Tries to outbrake Quinn Houff into the backstretch chicane and does. Big bounce off the curb, my goodness. Oh, and Houff's in the wall. Quinn Houff got shifted into the wall after Schneider took that huge hop off the curb. After the champ for Quinn Houff. I mean, that was just luck of the draw. I just bounced off the curbing way too hard. And I think Houff tried to cross me over because we did outbrake him on entry into the chicane, so I don't know how he quite got to the outside. So Houff sent it in there. Schneider was already ahead of him. And the unfortunate bounce off the curb for Schneider ends up with Houff in the wall. We stay green. Relaxed yellows are on for all road course races in Heat 5. For those of you wondering why there was probably not a caution. He was out of the way, which it looked like he was. Everything is all right. Carnage at the Roval. What you kind of come to expect, I guess. A lot happened there in that short amount of time. Passed him on the apron. Yeah, I know. Oh my goodness. Coming in hot. So much slower was Bell and Reddick getting into the backstretch chicane. Schneider did a great job not getting into the back of Bell. Boy, he closed on him quick. Closing on him even quicker. I don't know why Bell's in 31st and Reddick's in 30th. Oh, contact with Christopher Bell getting into the chicane. Now into turn 1. Schneider on the outside, Bell on the inside. Schneider finally makes the pass on Christopher. And he'll try to make the pass now on Tyler Reddick. Locking the tires up on Reddick. He's using these tires up just like he did in the last stage. But he would like to get as many positions as possible. For the most part, he's gotten through there cleanly. Unfortunately, got inside Quinn Houff and got into the back of Nemechek very little. And that's the only contact he has made since serving his penalty. Very, very minimal contact. Yeah, Reagan's only that far back because he's still a lap down, and we haven't quite passed him yet. Reagan would be the first driver 1 lap down at 27. So he's not a lap behind us, but he is a lap off the leaders. 2x2 traffic up ahead. Keselowski and Reagan battling, likely for that free pass position. In case we get a caution, or at least we know we're going to have another restart. The end of stage 2 approaching. Watkins Glen was the most cautions we've had in a single road course race this season. Accidentally downshifted the first gear there. And we had 3 cautions in the Watkins Glen race. 1 in each stage. We only had 1 caution in the last regular season race on a road course, which is the least amount of cautions we've had in a single race this season at Road America. One caution for incident there, so we haven't had more than 3 cautions in a road course race this season. We haven't had a caution-free race either. 1 to 3. 2 has been the majority of the magic number of those road races. But we haven't seen 1 yet. We're not in the final stage. And we have seen some carnage, so I would have to assume we're going to get a caution at some point. Where will the strategy lie, though, when the caution does eventually come out? Schneider crosses Boyer over. Big pass on the 14. Cleared him quickly. Follows in line now behind the 36 of David Reagan. Schneider power slides perfectly to first gear, but maybe a little... Okay, not perfectly. I thought it was going to be perfect, but that slide was a little bit wider than what he would have liked. Ended up brushing the wall, getting back up onto the oval. Very light hit. Reagan gets back around him, though. I tried something new that I don't think I've ever tried on a road course before, but it didn't work. We're 0 for 1. I'm gonna drop into first gear and just power slide my way right through. We got around him cleanly. We just got to slid a little too far wide. We will outbreak him, though, into the front stretch chicane. Bowman with a big bounce off the curb, but same goes for Schneider. 11 laps to go in stage 2. Bowman has a big bounce off the curb in turn 1 as well there. Schneider knew was outside. Now he'll be on the inside into the next quarter, and he'll clear him. Clark Bowman is outside the top 20 today. Again, this is his best road course. Outside of Chris Buescher. Sets up the crossover, just how he got around Boyer, same way. Buescher thought about a crossover himself, but that would have put him on the outside into the next 2 turns, and that was not going to work out for him. Ten laps to go for Denny Hamlin. Currently in stage 2. Schneider's 52 seconds off the lead. Definitely not within range to be able to stay on the lead lap. He's nowhere close to it. Oh, big bounce off the curb, and that contact with the back of the 20 didn't help things either. Jones bounced off the curb, and then Schneider bounced off the curb right behind him, but Jones must have had the worst end of it. That's what led to the 99 still getting into the back of him. So it almost spun out after the contact. That was very similar to how he ended up DNFing last night behind Stenhouse off that restart. Stenhouse got loose in front of him. Schneider tried to check up, got in the back of him, turned him into the inside wall. Luckily, there was no inside wall close enough to the racetrack at that point. Schneider blows around Jones. Jones going to let him through. Now into the backstretch chicane. Giant bounce off the curb. Oh, we got trouble. We got trouble. Custer's around. Caution's out. I think Custer got turned. Ryan Preece may have turned Cole Custer in the backstretch chicane. Schneider will escape through the carnage, but that was really close. Really, really close there. The caution is out for the first time today. This will bunch the field back up for another restart. Well, here we go. That is what Schneider needed right there. I'm not sure how many laps we're going to have left, but we'll see. Cole Custer bringing out the first caution of the day. He looked like he had help. I'm assuming he had help off the front bumper of the 37. Green flag back in the air. Ryan Priest spins the tires on the restart. Schneider able to get down to the bottom lane pretty quickly. Now he's got a chance to attack really for the first time today. First time in stage 2 at least. Side by side with Ty Dillon. 3 wide. Underneath Ryan Blaney and BJ McLeod. I don't know if that's going to work. Now the side by side. Blaney had a good drive off turn 4. Ty Dillon sends it in. 3 wide. Schneider sandwiched in the middle of Blaney and Dillon as they were 3 wide. Schneider just moving his way up. Newman outside the top 10. Blaney still outside the top 10. Schneider passes Stenhouse for 13th. What happened to Jimmy? Did Jimmy wreck? I didn't see it. Oh, Chase Elliott with an aggressive move on Austin Dillon. They're side by side in the backstretch chicane, as well as Suarez and Brendan Gaughan further up the way. Side drafting between the 3 and the 9 allows Schneider to pull all the way to the apron and clears them both. What a move. That's one way to clear him before getting into the front stretch chicane. The 62 clears the 96 now as well. 5 laps to go at stage 2. Schneider is back inside the top 10. What a rally on a perfectly timing caution. Suarez trying to block off the exit of turn 2. Schneider sends it into 3. Suarez with a crossover. Schneider pinches him off, clears him. Schneider to 9th. How about Brendan Gaughan up to the 8th position? Underdog of the day. What a restart he had. Big line behind Truex. Logano Harvick behind him. Denny Hamlin pulling away from the field again. Truex maybe trying to help his teammate out. Just allow Hamlin to pull himself away. And it's like Denny Hamlin's in position. He's nailed the restarts. He's been fast with his crew on pit road. He's staying out of trouble. He has led all but the first lap of the day, and that's only because he didn't start on the pole. Stenhouse started on the pole. Beautiful scenes of glorious emotion. Look at Gaughan. He's trying to make a pass on Busch. They're side by side right in front of the 99. It's going to be tough for Schneider. Schneider sends it 3 wide. Oh, what a pass. He clears them both cleanly. What a move. Busch still trying to battle on the inside. But Schneider clears him. 3 wide at the Roval. And that's about as cleanly as you can do it. That's the second time since the restart Schneider has did that. He also did it on Elliott earlier when he was side by side off the restart and off the exit of the backstretch chicane. Big bounce off the curb for the 99. Allows Kyle Busch to pull closer again. Schneider pushing hard. Good sport with disaster, though, in the front stretch chicane. 3 laps to go in the stage. Hamlin's getting away for now, but Schneider on the attack. Trying to give him a better position for when the pit stops happen at the end of stage 2. May end up with another top 5 in the stage. This time, he'll have a little bit of damage, but very minimal. And he will not have to serve a penalty on the restart for the final stage. Taken 2 full stages to get to this point, but trying to give Hamlin a run for his money. Hamlin will be aggressive, I'm sure. Schneider trying to outbrake the cars in front of him in the backstretch chicane. Oh, he got through there perfectly. Harvick to the inside of Logano now for position as well. That's going to hold those guys up. Kurt Busch riding in line right behind him. Schneider's going to go underneath Busch. Harvick clears Logano. Schneider's going to send it into the front stretch chicane. He outbreaks the 22, and he's up to 5th. Now gets a big run. Harvick with a bounce off the curb. His left sides came off the ground. Schneider to 4th as he passes the 4 of Harvick.
Left side. All right, you're clear.
Almirola is actually keeping up some pace with Hamlin. It looks like Schneider sends it into turn 3 under Truex for 3rd place.
Still there.
And we've got a new race, ladies and gentlemen. The 99 car is up to 3rd. Hamlin and Almirola battling for the stage win. Hamlin needs the points a lot more than Almirola. Eric keeping up with him for now, half a second behind him. They get side-by-side, start battling. Will Schneider have a chance to make up 6 seconds? I probably think not, with only a lap and a half to go, but just you never know. Gets through the backstretch. He came pretty well. Definitely didn't seem to cook the tires as much as what he did in stage 1. I guess the caution laps might have helped though too, both at the stage break and the actual caution for incident we had. Custer spinning off the front bumper of the 37 of Priest in the backstretch chicane. Final lap of the stage. Those two are definitely slowing each other up. Schneider is closing in. He's not going to be closing quick enough. It was too much of a gap by the time he got up to 3rd. 21st to 3rd in 6 laps at the Roval, though. Equal older tires as the rest of the field. There's only one car that pitted, and that was Custer, who had spun. Every other car in the lead lap stayed out of the pit, so they will be pitting here. And I wonder if Custer's going to stay out of the pits. He might restart from the lead. Final chance for Almirola to get Hamlin will be in the front stretch chicane. He couldn't quite close the gap in the back stretch chicane. He's got about a car length and a half behind him still. It's going to be tough to outbreak him. I think he's going to be patient. Almirola's focused on the race win and not the stage points. One last chance, though, into the front stretch chicane anyway. Hamlin holds on, and Denny Hamlin will win stage 2 at the Charlotte Roval. He'll sweep the stages today. Schneider up to P3.
A few stage points.
Derek Racer 41, welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody into this race so far. This is a wild, wild race so far. And we'll be seeing pit stops for the 2nd time. Schneider's only got 1 second of damage this time versus 6, so he will not be losing a lot of spots this time around. No penalty to serve, obviously, this time as well. I'll pause the game. I'll get the graphic on the left side of the screen updated for the points, so that way I can calculate that, and we can change the graphic. You guys will know the points going into the final stage. Denny Hamlin gets 10 points once again, just like he did in the opening stage. Hamlin has won the first 2 stages today at the Roval, looking like the guy to beat. He's led all but the opening lap of the race, so he's already led 49 laps up to this point. Martin Truex Jr. Schneider already locked into the next round with wins. Kevin Harvick ended up 6th, so that's 5 points for him. But with Hamlin winning the stages, he might be in a must-win situation anyway. Ryan Blaney did not get stage points. Kurt Busch gets 4. Kyle Busch gets 3. So 4 for Kurt. Kyle gets 3 points. So now I just got to organize it, and then we'll get the final stage underway. So bear with me for one quick second. I'll update the current point standings for you guys. And we'll know into the final stage what exactly the differentials are. Ryan Newman, we know, is in a must-win situation no matter what happens. That was the case coming into the day, and it's looking like that between Harvick and Kurt Busch as well now. Oops. Almost did some bad math there for a second. I was like, wait a minute. How's Denny Hamlin only 10 points to the good? That doesn't make any sense. Won the first 2 stages. He is not. He is 14 points to the good. You guys will see the graphic here very shortly, though. Alrighty. Thanks for everybody sticking around, too, by the way. Greatly appreciated. I want to see down in the comment section right now, who do you think is going to win the Roval later today? The actual Roval. While we're waiting down in the chat. $17. Ooh. All right. Now I just got to crop the image and we'll be good to go. What a race so far. I mean, the scenario is probably more basic than the first 2 rounds up to this point, but it can still get wild. You never know, especially if we get another caution like we ended up having late in stage 2. We get that to happen again. Well, heck's going to break loose. All right, gonna slide that image up for you guys right now. There it is. So these are the points going into the final stage. They are updated now. Denny Hamlin sits 14 points to the good. Kyle Busch 12 points to the good on Ryan Blaney. So Blaney's the first driver below the cutoff line, minus 12. Harvick, minus 37. He will not be able to point his way in without a win. Most points he could score without a win up to this point in the race is 35 points. He's 37 below. So Harvick, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, all in must-win situations. They cannot point their way in no matter what happens, even if Busch or Hamlin DNF before the end of the race and only get 1 finishing position point. So Blaney's the only guy who could point his way in of everybody below the cutoff line right now. And we'll get this race resumed. So thanks for everybody being patient down in the chat. Hit that like button. Again, we've added up to 25 people watching so far. And yep, that's what I figured. Cole Custer stays out of the pits. Schneider's actually not, he's only going to lose 1 position, it looked like, to Truex, but he'll be on the inside on the preferred lane. And how bad will Custer hold up everybody on those older tires after pitting and bringing out that only caution with 6 to go in the stage? Schneider sends it. He's up to 3rd as he clears Denny Hamlin. Almirola to the inside of his teammate Custer. Custer tried to hold up the cars behind him to help his teammate out. Schneider did get around Hamlin, who has dominated the day, and Custer staying out of the pits really hurt Hamlin. That and Almirola beat Hamlin off pit road and got the restart on the front row as well, so the picture did not help Hamlin as well. Schneider gets around Custer pretty easily up to a race high second place position. Now, can he catch the 10? The 10 car does have the clean air. That will be the massive advantage. Hamlin's still stuck behind Custer, so Schneider's put the gap on third and fourth on back. Oh, big bounce off the curb in the backstretch chicane. That did not help the 99 whatsoever. We'll lose time. He's a second and a half off the race lead. Hamlin is finally up to third. He's been dominant today. Can he run down the 10 and the 99? Schneider kind of struggled through both chicanes in the opening lap after the restart. 55 laps to go. DB Forever 85, thanks for tuning in this morning. Welcome to the stream. This is going to be 55 solid laps of racing. It's been solid up to this point in the first two stages. A lot of action around the racetrack that we have really not missed. Only one driver out of the race, that would be Chad Fincham. Crashed into stage 1. We didn't get a caution for it. Only one caution for incident. It was late in stage 2. Custer spinning off the front bumper to 37th place. Custer's still hanging on to 4th, but he is holding everybody up behind him. And it does seem like Hamlin is closing the gap right now in the 99, and Almirola is pulling away. Schneider just couldn't quite get close enough to put the pressure on the 10. Almirola got around Custer a little bit quicker than Schneider did. That Schneider restarted further back, and that didn't help him as well. What is this? A bounce off the curb has just barrel rolled the 99. Now he's trying to get corrected back in the right direction again. And now I'm stuck on the curb. Are you kidding me? Schneider gets stuck on the curb. And terrible luck is on his side today. What are the odds of that happening? I mean, that's not even realistic either. He flipped off the curb. No damage, really. Hardly any damage. But he flips off the curb, and then I get stuck on it. And I couldn't back up or go forward. And now we're back to 25th. That's got to be the most frustrating thing in the world right there. And he was only 2 seconds off the lead in second place. And now we're back on the attack again. This game's got it out for me, I swear. We're moving to the new game. We're almost done. We got just this and our Championship 4 at Talladega. This game is not realistic. No, it is not. I've never been stuck on the curb like that ever, though. Even after the fact. I mean, we were still in like 4th after we flipped, but I was stuck on the curb and couldn't go anywhere. Glitch City. That was the glitchiest 20 seconds that we might have ever had on the channel. Schneider outbreaks the 20 of Jones, and he sends the 37 a little wide with contact to get back inside the top 20. Oh man, they're 3 wide back there. That's not going to be good. Blair's just going to sit behind him and play pretty smart right now. Schneider trying to close. You can just see how much quicker he is than these cars further back in the field. But he is on the attack more than ever now. If that happened in real life, what would the commentators say? Well, it wouldn't happen in real life, so I don't even know. That's why I gave up on the actual commentating call of it, because it was just like, why did that even happen? It wasn't like anybody dumped us. I mean, the game just glitched. Side by side between Balicki and Stenhouse. Schneider sends it in underneath the 7, trying to side draft him. Side draft again. Pulls clear down to the bottom of the track. He's up to 15th. Almirola is getting away. We'll see if Hamlin can run him down. Oh, Schneider gets into Austin Dillon 3 wide in the backstretch chicane. That stalled out the 78 of McLeod behind. Schneider's on a mission right now. Off to an unfair disadvantage in the final stage. Big bounce off the curb by Daniel Suarez. Schneider goes 3 wide into turn 1 on Suarez and Elliott. Makes the pass for 11. Suarez up on 2 wheels, and he's still alongside the 9. Big stack of 6 got in the back of the 62 after the 62 got in the back of the 19. Busch, Cole Custer battling for position. Custer on older tires. Schneider moves the 6 of Newman out of the way.
All right, you're clear.
Oh, man.
Right side.
Big power slide there. Newman back to the outside. Not going to clear the 99, though.
Careful, still there.
Schneider pulled him back with a side draft just enough. He'll hang on to 10th. Glenn gets around Truex for 8th. Schneider going to try to outbreak them both into the backstretch chicane. He did. Another giant bounce off the curb. Truex gets around the 62, but not the 99. I'm tired of that curb. They need to take it out of there like they did at Indy. Just remove the curb. Schneider gets around Custer. Custer going to try to cross him over.
You're clear. Right side.
Older tires for the 41, not going to help him though. And Schneider pulls clear for 7th. Schneider's definitely going to be using his stuff up, trying to get through the field as he has so far just to get to 7th. And he's still got a ways to go. .4 seconds off the race lead from Eric Almirola, but we still have 50 laps to go in the race. Schneider has had a roller coaster of a day. Started at the back. No practice or qualifying. Got up to 5th at the end of stage 1. Had to serve a penalty at the start of stage 2 after having 1 second more of damage than what he needed under our 5-second damage clock. So we were able to repair the damage under the stage break, but pitted under green to serve the penalty. Got back up to 3rd by the end of the stage again. And then an unfortunate circumstance with the game glitch put Schneider back in 25th again. He's worked his way back to 7th with 50 laps to go in the race. We are in the final stage now. This is the 3rd time he has had to come from outside the top 20. And has still not yet led a lap today. He's been as high as 2nd for a couple laps now after the restart to the final stage. And he was within about 2 seconds of the leader. Initially a 1.5 seconds, but Almirola was slowly kind of pulling away from us. Clean air advantage, of course, for the 10. Huge factor. We have a long enough green flag run. We'll see lap traffic again. We know Hamlin struggled in it earlier, but we don't know about Almirola. We'll have to see how he'll get through the lap traffic. If we had the feature to remove that curb, I would definitely remove it. 100%. Won't have any more game glitches in that corner today. Thing is, that is not the first time that it happened. I think that happened last year when we ran the Roval too, and it cost us a chance at the win because it was in the final dozen laps. Schneider has not won at the Roval. This is only his 2nd attempt in the Cup Series portion of his career. He did win an Xfinity race here, though. His rookie season Xfinity race. He did not win the Xfinity race at the Roval in his 2nd season, though. It came close. Schneider is closing on Kurt Busch. big time into the backstretch chicane. 99. Pretty equal with the 1, but he gained on corner entry, just out braking him. Busch beats it back to the gas, though, into oval 3 and 4. Now into the front stretch chicane. Schneider trying to close quickly again. Great job of doing so. Both bounce off the curb. Curb again kind of beats the 99 back to the gas, but not as heavily as he did earlier. Schneider rubs under the 1 of Kurt Busch and knocks him out of the way for 6th. Schneider was extra aggressive there. He's wanting to waste no time. He feels he should at least be in 2nd place right now. I don't think any of us really are. How badly he wants to win here. Not done it in the Cup Series. Last chance to do it on NASCAR Heat 5. And Kyle Busch in 5th, about a 2.5 seconds ahead, and then 13.5 seconds to Harvick in 4th. Oh, I'm tired of that curb. My goodness. Schneider lost about 0.8 seconds in the backstretch chicane to Kyle Busch because of the curb. And Kurt Busch closes the gap, and he's all over the back bumper of Schneider now into the front stretch chicane once again. That was not a good corner there for the 99 either. We got 47 laps to go. I don't think we're going to go caution-free in the final stage. Yes, it's possible, but I just don't see it happening. So as long as Schneider just stays up here right now, he'll at least have a chance. He restarted 5th at the beginning of the final stage. He lost 1 spot in the pits, and then, of course, Custer stayed out of the pits. He got up to 2nd, but it just wasn't enough to be able to get to the back bumper of the 10. He has not been within striking distance of taking the lead today. Really as close as he has been. All he wants is that chance because he knows he's got a fast race car. There we go. Everybody will have to pit once in this final stage, being more than twice as long as the first 2 stages in length combined. I should say it's longer than the first 2 stages combined. More than twice the length of each of those stages alone. We only had 25 laps at stage 1, 25 at stage 2. 59 laps to the end of the race from the start of the final stage. Schneider has closed that gap on Kyle Busch again. And he's actually within 1 second of Busch. Pulled away from Kurt from behind as well. See how much he can close in the backstretch chicane. He got through there really well the lap before. Almirola has caught lap traffic right now as well. He had about 29 seconds on Schneider at one point. Schneider again, 2 laps in a row, gets through the backstretch chicane nearly perfect. Only we can do that every lap. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Sunday morning stream. Get this in before the actual Charlotte Roval later today, as well. The predictions video still to come. Kyle Busch did not get through the front stretch chicane well at all there. Schneider will pass him easily into turn 1 for 5th. Clean is the way to go that time. It's the quickest way, too. You can slow any of the cars down in the process. Schneider inside the top 5. First time since the glitch at the beginning of the stage. pulling away from Kyle a little bit as well. He's probably got about 5 or 6 car lengths on him into the backstretch chicane. Schneider's still got to push hard as if there's someone in front of him, even though there's nobody directly in front of him. He's getting better, though, into the backstretch chicane. He's definitely got a rhythm going for him right now. .44 to go. That was the fastest lap Schneider has ran today at 1:16.934. We'll alternate through the different camera angles one final time in today's race for about the next dozen laps. Schneider using all the racetrack right here. Trying to cut as many corners as he can. That was a little rough landing. It wasn't completely terrible, but it obviously could have been worse, as we have seen already. Well, if you can't tell, Schneider's pushing as hard as he can. I think those set of corners definitely prove that that is the case. These are wider than normal into that corner, but again, not bad. Schneider's closing in on Kevin Harvick. He's 9.5 seconds behind him. Logano 12.5 seconds as well in third. We just don't know if Schneider's faster than Eric Almirola yet. That's the major thing here. Draft off the 51 of Case. Pulling out of line, will clear him into the backstretch chicane. Oh my goodness. Almost got through there too perfect. More of an awkward angle on entry didn't help either, trying to outbreak the 51 car. Took the least amount of time to make the pass. .41 laps left at the Roval.
You got room, you're clear.
Yeah, definitely trying to be careful. We're pushing the limits today, though, as we have seen since the start of the race. This is one of the easier racetracks in this game, let alone road courses in this game, to DNF. China's closing in on the leaders too, 21.3 seconds off the lead. So far, he's gotten through the lap traffic better than, say, Almirola or Hamlin. My goodness, that was a close call right there. Second time in the last few laps, he's almost hit the wall at the exit of the front stretch chicane. I should say in the middle of it more so. He is pushing the limits now. On the outside of Timmy Hill. This is all lap traffic right in front of him. Likely what held up Harvick and Logano. Harvick, the latter of the two to get through. Schneider goes 3 wide underneath Tyler Reddick and Quinn Houff. But he made it through cleanly. He kept it off both race cars. He clears them both. About as well as you can go 3 wide at the Roval, and he's done it a few times now today. Lap traffic, lead lap cars. Most of it has been on the restarts, but he is obviously doing what it takes to try and get back into this race. No, you're good. Welcome back. Seen a lot of classic races on the channel on the road courses, career mode or not, on NASCAR Heat 5. One thing this game does really well, outside of the glitches it has at the Roval, on the road courses, is we have had some great races on this NASCAR Heat 5 playthrough. We still have one here to come today. In the final 40 laps, I'm sure that we're going to see some more exciting moments throughout the course of this race as Schneider is trying to run down the leaders. Really consistent rhythm right now. Pushing the limits, but he's putting together some really quick laps while doing it. Still within about 2.5 to 3 seconds behind Kevin Harvick and trying to close. That right front tire is down to 36%. Gonna have to be a little leery on that the next couple laps. He's not going to be able to push as hard and be able to keep control as he is right now. I give him another couple laps and it's going to be like driving on ice all of a sudden. Fastest lap of the race that last time for Schneider, 1:16.603. Fastest lap ever at the Roval is 1:16.505. So we haven't quite gotten to that yet. We do have a little bit of damage right now, but a 1/10 of a second off of that. And the fact that that came over 20 laps into this run is insane of itself. Almost 30 laps. Or sorry, almost exactly 20 laps, I should say, into this final stage, and Schneider just ran his fastest lap of the race. Tires are, yes, they're getting older, but so far it hasn't slowed down the 99 yet. It will shortly, though. Down to 31%. He can probably get through this backstretch chicane, and then after this, it's going to be like driving on ice. Giant bounce off the curb. That doesn't help. And there it is. 30% on the right front now. So he's going to have to be careful. Car's going to start sliding around quite a bit now. He does have about 16 seconds back to Kyle Busch and Kurt Busch, who are battling for position behind him. Obviously still more lap traffic to come up in front of him as well. Oh, that did not help the right side tires either. And that just launched him into turn 3 as well. That is not a good start to the lap. that right front down to 27%. Harvick on the outside of David Reagan. He is struggling. He's got Matt Kenseth right in front of him as well. And Schneider closes in even more on Harvick. He's only 10.5 seconds off the lead on Eric Almirola. Everybody is catching the 10 car all of a sudden. Schneider needs to take this run as long as he can, so he's got less laps to run on the final run of the race. Schneider into Harvick, contact. Almost knocked the 99 sideways. Down into the AstroTurf. Flipped it at least with the left side tires. Great save, but forced the issue a little too hard on Harvick that time, making the contact. Fights back around Corey LaJoie quickly. In line right behind the 4 car. Trying to get himself in position inside of Harvick for 4th place, and he'll complete the pass. Now can he get around the 42 of Kenseth as he blocks Harvick? Back up onto the oval. Down to the apron to get around Kenseth that time, and now he's got clean air in front of him again as he bottoms out and back up onto the banking. Got to be careful. This car is going to really start sliding around here. So far, it's all right. He tries to keep the car planted. He'll stay out on the track at least one more lap. I may end up hitting here very, very soon. "35 laps to go. I know we can't make it on fuel to the end from here, but I'm thinking about trying a little bit of a strategy and maybe making this a 2-stop final stage versus 1. And I'm going to try to do that, banking on the fact that we will get another caution in this race. But Schneider needs tires now. He might be at risk of a DNF the way this car has been sliding the last lap and a half. And I don't think we want to risk DNFing 2 races in a row for the entertainment factor for you guys too. So Schneider's going to try to pit this time. It'll be his 4th stop of the race. Oh, really overcooked at that time. Harvick's going to get back around him. He's not going to hold the 4 up anymore. He's going to not push it that hard into the backstretch chicane coming up, and Schneider will pit this time by. He should make up a little bit of ground on pressured tires, you would think, as well. Sends it in on Harvick again anyway. Contact as they were side by side. Oof, Schneider almost ended up in the wall. That contact was close to being race-ending contact. Schneider to pit road, can't speed. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Easily gets to 45 right at the line. And this is it. 3 seconds of damage. He'll repair it as well. He's close enough behind the leaders. He'll remain on the lead lap. We'll see what position he will cycle out into. First green flag pit stop of the day for tires. And when I said it was going to be the 4th stop of the day, I was wrong. It's the 3rd pit stop of the race so far. It will be a 4-stop day by the end of it. Now, mathematically, he can make it on fuel to the end. It'll be about 2 laps to the good, but definitely going to be the first car to hit pit road under green. And I think he's got at least one more pit stop still left in him later in this race. 18.9 second stop, not very quick. They had that 3 seconds of damage to try and repair as well. Schneider again, still on the lead lap, and he's in 15th, so he has lost. He was up to 4th, but he was 5th when he pitted, so he lost 10 positions. There's Quint Half with a lot of damage after a restart earlier in the race. Oh no, that's William Byron. Byron's got a lot of damage behind us. It's not Quint Half. I don't know where Byron got that damage from, but happened at some point during this run. I don't think Schneider could have came out in a much worse spot. Yes, it's cleared traffic immediately, but look at the traffic still to come in front of him. He should make up time on the 10 car pitting early. How much time is he going to make up? That is also going to be dependent on how quickly he gets through this traffic in front of him. He's got a lot of pressured tires. He's going to close the gap pretty quickly, unless we keep doing that. He's had some waffles. That's it. I'll definitely be grabbing something to eat after this. Well, got the predictions video to get out first, I guess. I'll be eating during the race, worst case scenario. Ooh, man, big bottom out right there. They're sends it around Bubba Wallace. And Timmy Hill. 2x2 traffic in front. Drivers for position. Balecki, McLeod, Suarez, Schneider into the back of McLeod. Schneider's going to send it 3 wide, and he gets into Suarez. He knocked the 96 out of the way. And that allowed Austin Dillon to clear the 96 of Suarez as well. Schneider up to 11. Stay away from that 34 car and not get side drafted as much. It will clear now off oval turn 2. Oh no, Huff's gonna end up in the wall again. That was another big bounce off the curb. Luckily he didn't go head on that time. At least he's got the damage fixed and he's still in the race, thankfully. I didn't knock him out of it yet. It is crunch time. 32 laps to go. Cheetos mac and cheese. You guys are trying to get me hungry down there. Yeah, we got some leftover burgers from last night. I'll probably end up just throwing in the microwave. Something quick for the race. I ate all the tuna I had in the house, so that's unfortunate. Been on a tuna binge this week. Man, I almost took out that wall. That was actually pretty good, though. We cut the corner as much as possible. That's the idea at road courses. Do it as much as you can. Get the fastest lap possible. Schneider's going to take another big bounce off the curb. Got the car slowed up before he ended up in the wall, but again, not ideal. He's closed the ground on Almirola with freshened tires, though. He's already made up 5.5 seconds. He made up a few more in the front stretch chicane alone that time. It's probably going to be at 10 laps after Schneider pitted before we'll start seeing anybody else pit. Then those guys will be on freshened tires trying to run down the 99. Schneider will likely have to pit for tires one more time today. I don't think he's going to want to be riding around for the last 10 to 15 laps on tires that are super slick. He's only going to be losing so much interval time, and if he's not in the lead, it's not worth it. Trying to win his first career race at the Roval. No live commentary of the race today. We're only going to do live commentary one more time this season, and it will be for the Xfinity Series Championship race at Phoenix in about 4 weeks. I'll be at Martinsville, so I can't do that one, and then going to my grandparents' house. Going to try to get there for a race one more time this year, either at Texas or Kansas. Probably Kansas. Probably go to their house a week before I go to Martinsville. And then I'll just be watching the race from my house the next couple weeks. But we'll be doing more of that next year, that's for sure. We've done a lot of them this year. There's only a couple weeks, I think only twice, I've not done a race during the course of a weekend that I haven't been at the track. This will be the third time this weekend. So we've been pretty consistent with it this year, but we'll go back to doing it pretty regularly again next year. Schneider's caught Truex. Big dive. Actually made it through the corner side by side. Now he side drafts the 19. He's got fresher tires. And Schneider's back inside the top 10, and he is already pitted. At least once. But now if he were to pit again, he knows the position he's in right now. With 29 laps to go, that he would at least be in the top 10. That's not even counting if we get a caution as well. I mean, that would be perfect. Perfect circumstances. We run green a little bit longer. We get another caution. Schneider can pit for equal tires as everybody else, and he'd still be in the top 10. The problem is he'd be a few rows off the race lead right now, so he's still going to try to continue to gain ground. Shout out to Chase Elliott for running 8th place. He started last today. So the two drivers that started in the final row of the field are running 8th and 10th right now. Trying to rally. Schneider has not led a single lap this entire race. There was a race at Charlotte that we did that same thing and won, leading only one lap, and that was the Coke 600 our rookie year. We led the final couple hundred feet, passing Truex off turn 4, who had dominated the day. Hamlin dominated the first two stages, leading 49 in the first 50 laps. Almirola has led every lap under green, at least in the final stage so far as well. Those are the two drivers to beat. And as far as the point standings go, I'm not sure exactly where Ryan Blaney is right now. For him to try and make up 12 points in the final stage on Kyle Busch. Last we saw Busch, he would have been in 5th after we pit. So it is not looking good for any of those drivers below the cutoff line. I think the best driver below the cutoff line right now is Kevin Harvick, because he's in 4th. And then even Kurt Busch would have been in 6th. If one of those two drivers win, then it's between Hamlin and Busch. Only 2 points is the difference between Hamlin and Busch. So that's the big thing. If Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick wins, then we have another tight points battle. Blaney and Newman just don't look like they have cars that can win this race today. And I don't think Blaney's got a car that can outpoint Hamlin by 14 or Kyle Busch by 12 unless those drivers have some sort of mechanical issue late in this race. And he's got Newman a second and a half ahead of him. See how far off the lead he is from the 10. He's 35 seconds behind Almirola now. It was 53 and a half. Between lap traffic and fresher tires, it is all coming into play right now for Schneider. A 2-stop strategy versus a 1-stop strategy in the final stage. Schneider just ran his fastest lap of the race, 1:16.547 that last lap as he continues to dig. Unbelievable lap. Custer, Elliott, Newman. Or sorry, LaJoie, Elliott, Newman. LaJoie is a lap down. Maybe 2 laps down, I'm not sure exactly how many, but he is not on the lead lap. Newman being held up by LaJoie. Schneider goes 3 wide, and he passes Newman and LaJoie cleanly. Almost took out the cones there. That was close, but that just shows they're using all the racetrack. Pulling Schneider a little bit, getting back into the on-throttle section of the racetrack. Schneider outbrakes him, though, on these fresher tires into the backstretch chicane, and look at how much he has closed on Elliott for 8th place. NASCAR LOL, welcome to the stream. Schneider may send it in on Elliott into the front stretch chicane. What a pass! Forcing the issue, and he clears him cleanly on the outside. Inside going in, outside on the exit. To get through there without any contact and complete the pass on top of it on a fast race car like Chase Elliott at the Roval was very impressive. And that was as quickly as he could have gotten around him now. And I know he has a lot fresher tires, too, obviously. He's got about 20 to 25 lap fresher tires, but still highly impressive. Kyle Busch is back to 7th. Kurt's still at 6th. I'm not sure who's up to 5th now. Is Brendan Gaughan in 5th? We haven't seen Gaughan yet. My goodness, if Brendan Gaughan's in 5th place. I'm trying to fill in the blank of who that driver could be. Oh, Schneider's coming in hot! Oh my goodness. The curb turned him straight left. Enough so to where even Haley got back around him. Schneider will get him back here at Oval 3 and 4, it looks like, on the inside. Clear him. Busch got around Christopher Bell just up ahead. Bell off the curbing. Oh my goodness, no way! Heavy damage on the 99. Severe damage. All 4 wheels off the ground on the front stretch chicane. We've seen those kind of bounces off the back stretch chicane curbing, but now on the front stretch as well. As Schneider's car is destroyed. I really hope that is not going to happen in NASCAR 21 Ignition. He gets around Bell, but this car is not driving well at all right now. It is well more, this is the most damage he has had all day. Eric Almirola is hitting pit road from the lead. He's 34 seconds ahead of the 99. It was closer than that, but Schneider just hit the wall really hard off the exit of the front stretch chicane. And he's doing what he can. But it is not looking good right now. Logano stays on the racetrack. Schneider can't repair the damage anymore today. He can't afford a pass-through and be able to win this race. Or likely even stay on the lead lap, because he'd have to pit to repair the damage, then he'd have to take a pass-through after that under green. We have just 24 laps to go. It's way too late in the race to do that now. He still hasn't even led a lap yet. So Almirola in the pits. And a lot of other drivers pitting behind him. Schneider's going to have to take tape off the car, though, because take tape off the car and try to loosen it up as much as he can. Closing in on Kyle Busch still, but that's because Busch is caught up in lap traffic. Schneider sends it on Busch, and he makes the pass for 4th. It's around Nemechek quickly now as well as he tries to close on Kurt Busch. Horrible scenes of tragic emotions. Schneider's about ready to blow up with the race car and the damage on the front of it. Not spewing any smoke, but everybody else is in the pit. Schneider's going to pit with the leaders for his final stop of the day. Trying to gain as much time as he can on pit road entry, and did. Look at how much he closed on Kurt Busch there. 12 seconds of damage. He cannot repair it. 4 tires. And just a quarter tank of fuel. Dropping the tape by 10% and going to drop the wedge by 1.5 rounds. Actually, we'll go, 1.5 rounds just to be safe. So major adjustments on the 99, but they cannot repair the damage. Trying to make the most out of nothing. And they need a fast stop. He was 7th at the time of the green flag pit stop starting. Almirola pitted as soon as Schneider hit the wall. He is not out of this race, but the odds he has already had to fight through and became even more insurmountable. I believe he cycled ahead of Kurt Busch in the pits. And he did. So he not only gained time on Busch coming in, but he had a faster stop than him to beat him off the exit of pit road. Kyle Busch stayed on the track at least one more lap. So that was the second stop, maybe a little earlier than Schneider would have liked, but he had to get tape off the car to risk not overheating, and he can't afford any of these lead lap cars to get back around him, so he needs to do what he can here. He's not going to have the straightaway speed with the damage. Hopefully he took enough tape off the car that it won't overheat, but we'll have to see. As long as it stays below 260, we're all right. Hopefully the car starts to turn as well with the adjustments to the wedge. Got through the backstretch chicane really well and actually gapped Kurt Busch a little bit.
Watch that car in front of you. He's slowing down. He's going to be pitting.
Almirola obviously is in the lead now. Kyle Busch already in the pits. Gonna need a caution if Schneider's gonna want a shot to win this race. Just 22 laps to go. "26 seconds off the lead from the 10 of Almirola, so he had a faster stop than him as well. But with the damage, I just don't see it being likely unless Almirola catches some heavy lap traffic. Schneider trying to will this wrecked race car to at least a good finish. And yeah, Brendan Gaughan is in 5th. That's insane. Schneider is in 6th as we run. He's only 5 seconds behind Gaughan. Not a lot of lap traffic around any of the leaders right now. Almirola's going to have a ton of clean air in front of him very shortly. Elite Gamer, welcome to the stream. Go to the pits in 9 laps or wait for a caution. Are you talking about me or somebody else talking about a race in the chat? No, I don't want to pit again. That's it. You might be behind on the race. I don't know. But trying to make something out of nothing. I can guarantee it'll be full sun mode if we get another restart. We've only had one caution per incident today, and it was in stage 2. We went through green flag stops at the Roval. Everybody pretty much splitting the final stage nearly in half. Schneider a little bump to the back of the 36. Definitely doesn't want to damage the car anymore and risk a DNF. I mean, it's not going to take a big hit, and he may DNF. Got around Reagan quickly. Kurt Busch caught the traffic. He sends it in on Chris Buescher, makes a clean pass on him. Any lap traffic is definitely plaguing the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. Favorite driver is Kyle Busch. Mine's Ryan Blaney. Growing up, it was Greg Biffle. I don't even think we can take a giant bounce off the curb again either without DNFing. I don't want to even find out what that's going to look like. Hopefully we just get to the end, no problem. Gaughan's on the outside and cannot pass the 37 of Ryan Preece. And he's going to be side-by-side into the front stretch of Kane. Look at how much that has slowed up the 62. Schneider's going to try the outside. 3 wide into turn 1. And he makes it work. He's up to 5th. What a rally with this wrecked race car.
Right side. You got room. You're clear.
It's 28 seconds off the leader. He is definitely losing time. He does not have the fastest car. He can't even really challenge with the fastest car. And now he gets into the back of the 41 of Custer. Got to be careful doing that. Could add more damage. Already has 12 seconds worth. Schneider sends it now on the 20 of Jones. Well, at least he cleared him. Didn't get through there very fast, but he does clear the 20 of Jones. He did his job. And now he's got a lot of clean air in front of him. That'll help keep the oil temperatures down, which are at 250. Hopefully we took enough tape off the car. It won't get above that. Obviously, more damage is going to hurt the oil temps as well. And this car just will not turn. Even with the adjustment changes. Probably should have taken more wedge out of it. I didn't want to take too much out of it, knowing that we were going to be on old tires for the end of the race if it does stay green. Oh, Arnold Jr., welcome. Hour and a half till the Cup race, ladies and gents. 30 people watching right now as well. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Late in the Charlotte Roval round of 8 finale. Hamlin and Busch looking good on points after Hamlin swept the stage wins early on in the race. Blaney First driver below the cutoff line, but he is not even in the top 10 versus Kyle Busch. I believe is in 8th. Right around there, he is ahead of the 12. It's up to Harvick and Kurt Busch to try and pull off an upset win. Harvick is in 4th. Kurt Busch is in 7th. Newman as well outside the top 10, along with Blaney. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Geared up for the Roval later today. Falcons beat the Jets. I forgot they were playing in London until I got alerted at like 9:30 this morning. I was taking more race notes. Surfer Express, welcome to the stream. Schneider's closed on Harvick. Harvick's got side-by-side lap traffic in front of him. Schneider sends it into the backstretch chicane to get around the 14 and Boyer. Harvick held up by Quinn Half. Here comes Schneider to the inside for 4th. He gets into the left rear of Harvick. He knocks him out of the way, and Schneider's up to 4th place. What a rally. Passes Johnson on the outside into turn 1. Yeah, guys, stop spamming down in the chat. Don't ruin it for others. It's been an entertaining race so far. You won't want to miss a thing to the end. 29 seconds off the lead still. Schneider's going to need a caution, but every position he gains, if we get a yellow, he restarts that much further up. Only 10 seconds to Hamlin in 2nd. Almirola's got a massive lead right now. He's still got a lot of clean air, too. That's definitely helping it. I tried to upshift the 3rd gear and it didn't do it right away. That's why I was redlining there for a second. Oil temps at about 255. A good whole bump and run. It was accidental. We were coming in hot. Trust me. I was just on the gas when he was trying to get around the 00. I was going to take it 3 wide, and I got into it. But I guess that worked. Wasn't exactly what I intended on doing, but perfect run through the front stretch chicane as well. Harvick's still struggling to get around the 48 of Johnson. I would think Harvick's got a faster car than Schneider. And obviously, he's in a situation where he wants to win this race. It's full send mode if we get a caution. I can guarantee you guys right now. You guys usually don't see me race dirty on the channel, but I'm not going to spin anybody out, but I will lean on them. If I spin anybody out, it would definitely be an accident. We got a fake Denny Hamlin in the chat now, too. Hamlin wants to win this race. You can definitely tell Hamlin and Logano are dealing with lap traffic right now. Logano's even catching the 11 car. Schneider could get himself to 2nd and restart on the front row. Now we got fake Kyle Busch in the chat, who's a moderator, so it's it's a regular in the chat that is modded. $15 to go. Over 30 seconds ahead of 4th. And over 20 seconds ahead of 2nd. Chat's all over the place right now. Coincidentally, Kyle Busch and Hamlin are the two drivers right now in the last two spots and trying to get to the Championship 4. And if that happens, we're going to have an all-Toyota Championship 4 with 3 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas and a Channel Racing Toyota. One thing Hamlin doesn't want to see is a caution to give a guy like Harvick a chance, who would restart on the inside lane in the third row with where Harvick is running now. The way Hamlin and Logano are struggling with lap traffic, who's to say that Harvick can't catch those guys too? This Championship 4 not solidified. Hamlin is more than 2 spots ahead of Busch. I should say Busch is not 2 spots ahead of Hamlin, with Hamlin in front of Busch right now. Denny in second. Last we know of Kyle Busch, he was in 7th or 8th. Kurt Busch could still win as well. He's been in the top 10 all race. Schneider 3 seconds behind Logano. Logano stuck behind Ty Dillon right now. Hamlin is stuck behind, I can't tell, it looks like Alex Bowman. Almirola is only 22.5 seconds up the way. Schneider's probably gotten through the lap traffic a lot better than anybody else in the top 10 right now since this final pit stop, and that is what has saved him. He has pitted an extra time in this final stage, so to be within 22.5 seconds, just think, I mean, even with the damage, he'd be the leader. He went with this strategy, thinking that if it stayed green, this was his best chance to win if we got a caution. Well, 13 to go, we may not get a caution. Schneider sends it on Ricky Stenhouse, clears him cleanly. The clean passes are going to be not only the quickest, but it's going to not risk a DNF for Schneider because we don't know how much more damage the front bumper can take. So although I will go full send mode if we get a caution, we've got to be careful with it. Hamlin, Logano, not that far from one another, but they are struggling. And Schneider has closed the gap. Logano still can't get around the 13, the 11 still can't get around the 88. Now Kenseth, even slower than Bowman, is closing up in front of both of them. What Incarnation, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you in any one of my chats. I've seen you in a lot of other NASCAR. Oh man, Logano, I thought he was going to take it 3 wide on Hamlin and Kenseth into the front stretch chicane, but they are side by side for second. Here comes Schneider to make it 3 wide. On the high side into the Tubbs Hartburn turn, going for second place. He gets it to stick. Schneider tied for a race high second place position as he sends it under Bowman. Contact with the 88. Trying to get away. What a rally with a virtually wrecked race car. Absolutely insane. 20 seconds off the lead. Lap traffic has slowed the leaders up enough for Schneider to limp his way through. But now can he get away as Hamlin has finally passed the 88? Schneider kind of opened up the floodgates. Just goes to show anything can happen in a full race. 11 laps to go for Eric Almirola, and he's just trying to hang on. Hamlin isn't really putting a lot of pressure on the 99. I'm quite surprised. Schneider is pushing as hard as he possibly can. Another gigantic bounce off the curb and into the wall. And Hamlin's going to charge back. That just really derailed the 99. He lost about a second to Almirola, and that second gap he had on Hamlin is gone for second. And now more damage. How will the car react? I don't think it could really get much worse in handling, but maybe in speed. Harvick closing that gap. He's 6 seconds off of second place. In a must-win situation to get into the playoffs and bump Kyle Busch. Schneider sends it. He locks the brakes up. He couldn't get the car to turn again. He does stay in front of the 11, but he lost time again on Almirola. There's a lot of lap cars between the 10 and the 99 yet as well. We're still banking on a caution, but we got an epic battle for second place going on in the meantime. Schneider sends it in on Joey Gase, moving him out of the way. Schneider doing everything he can, and then some. There's Blaney in 16th. He's a lap down. His chances of making it to the championship 4 are virtually over, barring a late crash for Hamlin or Kyle Busch. Hamlin with the bumper to the 99, and he moves him out of the way. And that was enough for Hamlin to take second. Schneider trying to cross him back over to the inside. Not going to work there. Schneider sends it back up onto the oval, and what a crossover. Took him a couple corners to make the pass, but he clears Hamlin back. Gave Hamlin the top there immediately. Now he'll block. Problem is they keep racing each other like this. It's going to allow the 10 to pull away a little bit more. Big run on Blaney off the front stretch chicane. The lead is under 16 seconds with 9 laps to go. Schneider passes Blaney in turn 1. Many times as Schneider's locked up the tires, he's using them up quite a bit. Will the tires make it to the finish? I mean, they'll make it, but if it gets below 30%, though, the car is going to want to spin out automatically in these corners, as we have seen a couple times today. That was a near case when the tires have gotten old and worn. 15 seconds off the lead. I don't think there's too much more lap traffic in front of the 10 of Almirola, for the most part. 2.5 seconds ahead of Hamlin. He's struggling to get around the 12 of Ryan Blaney right now. Schneider with a little contact with Justin Haley. Could have been really bad. Dangerous area of the racetrack to make some contact. Getting into the front stretch chicane, but they made it through all right. All things considered, Schneider going 3 wide. Underneath Bell and LaJoy, the lap cars. Quickly gets around William Byron as he drifts off the curbing. 11 seconds off the lead. Can Schneider pull off the miracle? It's something he's done a few times in the career mode, like winning the Daytona 500 in his career debut in the NASCAR Cup Series, and then only to win the Daytona 500 the next season. The Coca-Cola 600 winner his rookie year as well, leading only the final lap of the race. Well, right at the same track, but a different configuration at the Roval. He has not led at all today. He has only been within 2 seconds of the leader once, for a very brief moment, and he is 8 seconds off the lead. Almirola has struggled mightily in lap traffic. He's got the superior race car, but things are not on his side right now. And there is time for Schneider to run him down. 7 to go. Schneider just has to keep getting through the lap traffic as quickly as he is now. It goes to John West Townley. Welcome to the street. Saw you in the chat a couple days ago, so welcome back. So you guys down in the chat, and even if you're not in the chat watching, have waited this whole race for. Almirola got through the traffic a little bit better over the last lap or so, though. It's staying right at 8 seconds. And there's 5 lap cars in the very near future of the 99. Schneider was 30 seconds off the race lead. 3 wide in the backstretch chicane, and he clears Keselowski and Timmy Hill cleanly. That's about as well as he could have got through there 3 wide. Now he might have to do the same on the front stretch chicane on Bubba Wallace and BJ McLeod. Sends it. Clears them both. They weren't quite 3 wide by the time he got to him. Now he gets into the back of McDowell. 6 laps to go. Contact with the 34 held him up a little bit. Now Almirola's 9 seconds ahead. Schneider starting to lose some time. Definitely took him a little bit of time trying to pass those lap cars. Almirola, though, maybe caught more traffic. Schneider trying to power slide into turn 1, or not turn 1, into first gear, I should say, though. To turn 7. Really good entry back up onto the oval. He's losing time, though. 9.5 seconds. Almirola does look like on the track map he'll catch more lap traffic, but when will he catch them? And when he does catch them, will it slow him down enough for Schneider to continue to try and close? Schneider gained some time in the backstretch chicane. He's doing what he can with what he's got. He is on. Got a great bounce off the front stretch chicane Kirby. 5 laps to go at the Roval. Our only caution for incident came in stage 2. Expected with the 2-stop strategy, even without the damage, that it was mainly to put ourselves in position if a caution came out. But if we don't get that caution, I just don't know if we were going to be able to get there. I did not think we would drive up to second. Hamlin has struggled in lap traffic. It is a 2-horse race to the end, if it is a horse race at all, as Schneider can put pressure on the 10 of Almirola. Almirola may have just caught the lap traffic now, because all of a sudden he's less than 8 seconds off the lead as he enters the backstretch chicane. Schneider just now getting off oval turn 2. He needs to just bank on the Kirby, not throwing this race car anymore, too. All the odds have been stacked against him all day long, but he has fought through to this point. 4 laps to go this time by. 7 seconds off the lead. More like 7.5 at the line. Almirola's got to be telling his spotter, please, whatever happens here, guide me through the traffic. Tell them to get out of the way. Remember, Almirola has not won a race this season. He has finished second on a road course to Schneider 3 times, and he's finished second on a road course this season 4 times, but has not won a race, let alone on a road course. He has dominated the final stage after finishing second in stage 1 and stage 2. His lead is down under 6 seconds now as Schneider climbs the oval in 1 and 2, trying to close. Brendan Gaughan is up to 4th. I want to talk about a miracle story. He is all of a sudden right there with Logano and Hamlin for 3rd place as they battle. We get another caution. Oh no, big bounce off the curb in the wrong direction for Schneider. That's going to cost him time in the backstretch chicane. He kept it off the wall. He got within 6 seconds, and now it's back to 7.5. He did not need that as they come to 3 to go. Did that buy Almirola just a little bit more time? And the tires as well are not helping Schneider. It's down to 24% on the right front. Probably part of why he's slid getting into the backstretch chicane on entry anyway. 8 seconds off the lead. That cost him about 2 seconds. And he is solely relying on either a caution or lap traffic to hold up Almirola now. Schneider's just kind of sliding around a little bit too much. He's burnt the tires off the car just trying to get to this point. Almirola to a 9-second lead. He's got 1, maybe 2 cars he's going to catch, and that's going to be it for the 10. He'll be coming to 2 to go this time. We've only had 2 overtime finishes this season. They've both been in the last 11 races of the year. 12 races, rather, of the season. We'll see. Talladega at the end of the regular season, and then at Gateway a couple races ago. Schneider is in full send mode now. With 2 laps to go. He's less than 8 seconds off the lead again. Schneider has burnt the tires off the race car. He's sliding around more so than what he was before. Sends it underneath Quinn Houff. Using Houff up in turns 3 and 4 as he makes the pass. Are not feeling as planted to the ground as it was before with all the damage. The chicanes are going to be the hardest part with these old tires to get through without any serious damage. Schneider slides. That was as good as we could have gotten through there on old tires. That was a blessing in disguise. I didn't think I could send it and still make it through there, but we did. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Aric Almirola. 7.5 seconds ahead. Schneider's fighting to the very end.
White flag is in the air.
He did all he could with what he had. And still is. Oh man, almost spun out in turn 2. Very narrow portion of the racetrack. He does brush the wall. I think now the attack, although it's still on, it has seized, and Aric Almirola is looking at his first win of the season. Fitting enough on a road course with how he has ran on them so far on this season of the career mode. Schneider gave it his all. And the fact that he's going to bring this car home in second place is just absolutely insane. Even on super old tires, yeah, he's losing ground to the 10 again, but I'm surprised I've gotten through the chicanes as well as I have on the old tires at the end of the race. Checkered flag waves. Aric Almirola wins at the Charlotte Roval. Denny Hamlin will get into the playoffs as well as Kyle Busch on points. And it will be an all-Toyota championship for Schneider rallies to finish second. Didn't lead a single lap all day. But what a drive. My goodness. Almirola dominates and leads every lap of the final stage except for 2, which is when Kyle Busch and Logano led during the green flag pit stops. Those were the only 2 laps of the final stage. Almirola did not lead, but he did lead the most today and deserved this win. Schneider tried to defy the odds. He had to pit an extra time in the final stage. He had the damage after what the curbing did to him in the front stretch chicane. He had to rally from the curbing in the back stretch chicane earlier in the race. Had to rally through a penalty And actually, that was the only real penalty we had to serve today. As far as like track limit penalties go, we didn't miss the backstretch chicane once, and we quote unquote missed the front stretch chicane once. But I mean, you can't really miss it with the wall there. So outside of that, and which was in stage one, like a couple laps in, so it didn't really, affect us in the finish at all. But how about Brendan Gaughan with a top 5? Shout out to him. He might get 2 of them to end the season. Who knows? Because Talladega will be the Championship 4 finale. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Actually, it'll be 6. It's a 500-mile race. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. Our Championship 4 race at Talladega. It will be Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch locking each other in on points. Martin Truex Jr. and Keegan Schneider on wins in this round will be in the Championship 4. Aric Almirola gets his first win of the year. I think that's the 12th or 13th different winner now. Let me check my records here just to make sure. See how many different winners we've got now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different winners. That was the 12th different winner of the season. It was Aric Almirola. Denny Hamlin is the only driver in the Championship 4 without a win this season. But he could do it. He could definitely do it. What time did they drop the green flag? 2:18, I think. I'll check real quick. Predictions video will be on the channel before the start of the race. It will not be live streamed, but it will be uploaded. So be on the lookout for that. Last second predictions. And drop of the green flag is scheduled for 2:30. 2:30 is the drop of the green flag. Coverage starts at 2. I don't know why it's not starting until 2:30. But 2:30 is the scheduled drop of the green flag time. So a Toyota will win the Manufacturers Championship without a doubt, but who will get it? It is 3 Joe Gibbs Toyotas versus me. So we might get ganged up on Talladega on Thursday, but you'll have to tune in. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys before then. We'll go live tomorrow night. NASCAR video game live stream at Dover on NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. That stream will start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So tune in for that one. Enjoy the race today, everybody. Don't forget to check out the predictions video as well. And thanks for tuning in. We had a lot of people watching, up to 30 people, in a morning live stream into early afternoon, of course, later in the race. But greatly appreciate it with this weird start time. You guys coming out to see what was going to happen at the Roval. And, man, if this is a prelude to anything we're going to see later today. This is a crazy race. Maybe we'll see another crazy cutoff race at the Roval later. Enjoy, everybody, and I'll catch you next time.